Baig trivia time. Grab your friends and play it online. With Ali and Gina and Taco just for you. It's Baig trivia time, and we're feeling alright. Okay, come on, let's play.
All right. Hello, happy Monday evening, everybody. My name is Ali with Baig of Tricks Entertainment. Thank you so much for being here this evening for our 1980s trivia, courtesy of the Fountaindale Public Library. Thank you so much to the Fountaindale Public Library for sponsoring one of these events every single month. We always have a trivia night on the second Monday of every month, thanks to the Fountaindale Public Library. Obviously, this month is 1980s trivia, and I actually was just talking with my buddy Nick at the library, and we've got great themes scheduled out all the way through August now. I'm going to be releasing those on Facebook here in just a little bit, but you guys are here tonight to play 1980s trivia, and we've got that ready to go. So, if you haven't yet, please make sure that you join our online game system. So you can click on the link that was posted on Facebook, or you can get to the game manually by opening up any internet browser and just going to crowd.live. It'll ask you for a game code. The game code is right at the bottom of the screen here, 31422A. All right, so whether you clicked on the link or you typed in the link manually to get there, once you've gotten to the site, it's going to look just like this. It's going to ask you for 4 pieces of information. The top one is the most important, where it says enter your nickname. That is the name that's going to show up on the standings board. That's your team name, if you will. Secondly, and this point on, the next 3 blanks are private. Nobody else is going to see these, but the first one will be on the leaderboard, so keep that in mind. Keep that family friendly. Your email address is just in case the game freezes on you or your internet cuts out and then comes back on. If you rejoin the game with the same email, you'll continue to earn points rather than starting from scratch. Last but not least, just for fun, so we can always see, whenever I host these online games, I like to check out where everybody's joining from. So I imagine a lot of people tonight are going to be from Illinois, and just glancing through, I am correct. I do see Lombard on. Hey, Miss LaRocca and company. I see the Angelica Zardi and Winnie out of Chicago. I see South Elgin, Lindsay, and Kelsey, 2 Davis sisters. How did we become so lucky? Keep on searching for me. Pot of Gold is here. We'll go through all the teams here in just a second after the first bout of the standings. But before we can get to the standings, we got to get to the game. Before we can get to the game, I want to say again one more time, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you to Nick and everybody else at the Fountaindale Public Library for putting these events on. As I mentioned, we've actually been doing this. This might be a 1-year anniversary. That Fountaindale Library, throughout COVID, actually longer than, because it was towards the beginning, they reached out and said they want to put these events on. And what's special about this, and I always like to point out, I love companies that do private events. If you'd like to, please reach out. We'd be happy to. But the Fountaindale Public Library and many other libraries, to be fair, they reached out and said, we want to put these events on, and we want it to be open to the public. We want it to be free to the public. We want them to come and have fun with this. So I always like to give them a lot of praise for that, giving you guys something to do. Obviously, we're getting out and about more now. The weather's getting nicer. Things are trending upwards in terms of heading outside every now and then. But for these Monday nights when we are inside, thanks so much to that library for having something to do. So I did mention we have events scheduled all the way through August. So I want to give you just a quick rundown. I don't expect you to remember any of these, but we will be doing Parks and Recreation trivia. We're going to be doing The Walking Dead, Jurassic Park films. A few people have asked for that. And we will be doing Saved by the Bell. So some of these are pretty niche topics, which is great because the library is putting this event on for us. You guys get to come out and have some fun. Maybe you love the show, maybe you don't. That's okay. Come out and hang out. So with all of that said, thank you guys so much for being here tonight For 1980s trivia, all the questions this evening are from the 1980s. They have something to do with the 1980s. I focused this mostly around pop culture and sports. I don't like to ask questions about wars and crazy bad shit that happened in the 80s. We're going to focus mostly on the good stuff. So with that said, we do still have a variety of questions. The only thing that they're all going to have in common is the decade. They're going to be different difficulties, some easy questions, some tough questions. They're all mixed up. Nothing is meant to be in any certain type of order by category or by difficulty. But here's how it works. I'll be asking you a question. Once I ask you the question, you'll have a second to think about it. And then I'm going to start the question timer. Once I start the question timer, you're going to see 4 options for answers appear on the screen. Now, once that happens, you have until the timer hits 0 to select the answer that you believe is correct. One of the answers is always going to be correct, excuse me, and 3 of those answers will always be wrong. All you have to do is click the correct one. You earn yourself up to 150 points, but that is based on how quickly you answer. So if you think you know, don't hesitate, lock it in, but be careful. Once you click on an answer, you can't switch. Once you click A, you're set. Can't switch to B, C, or D. But the sooner you lock it in, the more points you earn if you're correct. The only other thing you need to know is if you're incorrect at any time, if you answer wrong, it doesn't matter. You don't lose any points. You're not penalized in any way. So don't leave the answers blank. Don't forget to answer. Get an answer in before the timer runs out, even if you're not sure. So with that said, we are going to get started with this. As I mentioned, the very first, I don't know if I mentioned this. The first question tonight should be a practice question. And what I mean by that is this first question is not meant to count for points. It's supposed to be very simple, just to introduce you to the system. But I have had a couple glitches with the system today. So I'm going to let you know in just a second if the first question is in fact a practice question. It is. All right. So I think most everybody out there has played trivia before, but just in case you haven't, this question is just to learn the system. It's going to look and feel like every other question, but it's not worth any points. It might say that it is, but it's not. Don't believe it. We're just going to do this one together. I'm going to let you guys answer. You have until the timer runs out to choose the correct answer to this question. What is the name of your host today? Is that the question we're all seeing? Hang on. I didn't think so. This is messed up on my end. Give me 1 second, everybody. In the meantime, I haven't introduced the dogs, who I believe are here. There's Mozzie all the way in the back. So give me one moment. As I mentioned, I do apologize. I was having issue with this system today. So let's see if this fixes it. Hey, there it is. So the only thing that's going to change is you guys are going to have a lot of time to think about this first question because you've been looking at it for a minute. But also, we're not going to have a practice question. I'm just going to turn that off. We're going to dive right into this. So let me put these back up on the screen here. Yeah, that's more like it. All right. The actual question number 1. Thank you guys so much for your patience. Partly due to his obsession with actress Jodie Foster. I said no war, but he didn't die. We're fine. Ronald Reagan, he's fine. Who tried to assassinate President Reagan in March of 1981? So he said it was trying to impress Jodie Foster when who tried to assassinate President Reagan? Was it J. Edgar Hoover, Jack Ruby, John Hinckley Jr., or Sirhan Sirhan? They liked the name so much, they gave it to him twice. Hey, Kelsey Davis, you've had a whole child. Congrats. Love it. Grateful this happened. It was a day, Jess, yes. It was a Monday, too. All right, let's take a look. So again, no practice question. This was real. This counted for points, which is great because you all earned it. John Hinckley Jr. Nobody thrown off with the other J names. Or Sirhan Sirhan, who assassinated Robert Kennedy, I believe. So cool, they named him twice. Question number 2. We will take a look at the standings throughout this game about every 5 questions. All right. What is Patrick Swayze's occupation in the 1989 film Roadhouse? What was his occupation in Roadhouse? Was he a bartender, a bar owner, a bar bouncer, or a country singer? Three-year-old and 2-weeker joining us. Oh, I told the 3-year-old there would be a question about Frozen. I could try to sneak one in. I'll try. Oh, that's cute. All right, everybody's in. I actually just watched this movie for the first time last year. Popped up on Netflix, and I do like Sir Swayze. He was the bouncer. At the bar. Great job. Question number 3. No picture on this. I do apologize. On the show Family Ties, what president, real-life president's picture did Alex Keaton keep on his nightstand? Alex Keaton had a picture of which U.S. president on his nightstand? Was it George H.W. Bush, Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon, or Jimmy Carter? Do you know this one? Are you playing or no?
I am not, and I know what it's not, but I don't remember.
I was not. This wasn't my show.
I think I know.
I did watch some. I watched a lot of 80s shows. My go-to show was MacGyver. And there is a MacGyver question tonight, my friends.
You are
is he
inspired to be MacGyver.
not a professional arm wrestler? Is that a movie? That is Over the Top. I think you're thinking of Sylvester Stallone, Jess. It was an Over the Top. I think that was 1986. And he plays a truck driver who moonlights as a arm wrestler. And
Totally normal.
yeah, interestingly enough, there was a competition in the professional arm wrestling, real life professional arm wrestling, and the person that won got to be in the movie. And it was actually John Bresnick, who is arguably the best professional arm wrestler of all time. I don't even think it's arguable. I think he holds the records to prove. And he just looks like a normal dude. Doesn't even have a giant arm. I don't think you expected as much deep dive into arm wrestling when you mentioned this. Yeah, there it is. TIL. Good Lord. Sorry. Continuing on, the correct answer was old Dickie Nixon. Richard Nixon on his nightstand. Now we know. Question number 4. We're not going to answer this one because this was supposed to be the practice question, so I'm just going to delete this one out, and it should take us right on to a new question 4. Okay, here we go. Question number 4. What popular 1980s device was initially launched as the Freestyle in Australia and the Stowaway in the United Kingdom? What device would you know that was named this in those countries? Is it Simon the Electric Game, the Sony Walkman, the Casio Databank Watch, or the Nintendo Power Glove? Which of these was the Freestyle? The Freestyle. 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 Or the Stowaway. Are they cuddling?
You're
Finally?
being weird.
They're being really weird.
And what else is new?
Hey, Mozzie, that's not your best side. All right, everybody's in. I thought this might get some of you. Nobody was confused here. The Sony Walkman. Sony Walkman, good job. And then the Discman, right? The Walkman and the Discman.
My coworker said, "What's this?"
So here's an interesting note. The Sony Walkman, Walkman wasn't the name created in the United States. It was called the Walkman in Japan. And that's what we went with. Question number 5. In which Florida city did these Golden Girls live? Was it Orlando, Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, or Miami? Ooh, does this disappear in the camera? Nope, not green enough. Remember the one, like the first time I ever had a green screen back when we did this in the dining room? and I held up a water bottle and everybody lost their minds because it disappeared. All right, everybody's in. Miami is the correct answer. Great job. Great job. All right, that's question 5. So let's take a look at the standings. Currently in first, the Fernigan fam. Currently in second, Spuds McKenzie's got nothing on Taco. Gina's first favorite dog. Laura in third, the Mighty Pen in fourth, Merton Lerney, hey guys, in fifth, Miss Laraka and Company in sixth, Keep On Searching for Me Pot of Gold in seventh, the Angelicas, Artie and Winnie in eighth, Super Spy Fox in ninth, and Lindsay and Kelsey and a 3-year-old and a 2-month-old in 10th. Everybody's doing great. Even if you're in first or you're in last, it doesn't matter. We've only done 5 questions, and we've got 37 total. So plenty of points. Here we go. Question number 6. All right. What Michael J. Fox film was largely responsible for the extremely dangerous 80s craze of car surfing as seen here? Was it Back to the Future, The Secret to My Success, Doc Hollywood, or Teen Wolf? That's Beck, looks like, based on the license plate. Today I learned. Yeah. Gotta take my money out of the ATM machine. All right. Everybody's in. Let's see if anybody went the wrong. Yeah, okay. This one I wrote particularly to try and trick a few of you. Because he did some is it called skitching? On the skateboard where you hold to the back of it.
Oh gosh.
Something like skitching, but it's not car surfing in Back to the Future. He does that in Teen Wolf. He's on top of the car like this guy. Back to the Future, he's holding on while he's on the hoverboard. Question number 7. Which of these rappers, so which individual listed below, was not one of the actual 3 founding members of the Beastie Boys? Although there were, never mind. Which of these is not one of the members of the Beastie Boys? Is it Ad Rock, Barry G, MCA, or Mike D? Not one of the Beastie Boys. It's not fair to say founding members because Beastie Boys were a punk band, and they actually had a woman in their band who was the drummer. And there was some controversy because when they kind of switched gears from the band to the rapping, they just kind of parted ways. There's a great documentary. Those of you who haven't played trivia, it's every stream you're going to get a recommendation. There's a great documentary by the Beastie Boys on Apple TV, I believe, and it's unique in that it is actually the 2 living members of the Beastie Boys doing a live performance where they document their career. So it's very interesting. They narrate the whole thing in person, they rap, but then there's video and there's flashbacks. Highly recommend. I was not a Beastie Boys fan by any means, but I really enjoyed it. And the correct answer here, everybody guessed something, but 7 of you correctly said Barry G. Barry G, not a Beastie Boy. Great job. Question number, the Young Aborigines. Young Aborigines was the name of their punk band. Question number 7. What actress helped popularize the Thigh Master through a series of 80s infomercials? If you're seeing the Thigh Master, it was most likely in between whose thighs? Was it Jane Fonda, Suzanne Summers, Tanya Roberts, or Victoria Principal? Ooh, chicken pot pie and salted caramel apple pie. Why don't we have any pies at all?
Well, we can order a pizza pie.
We could get a pizza pie. So mad I got the Teen Wolf one wrong. That was one of my favorite movies. Matt, you know what? I haven't seen Teen Wolf since I was a very young child, but there's a picture of me on Facebook that Sheila, our friend, sent us at Pollyanna. I was just sitting at a table minding my own business, and this was in my very long beard phase. I had sunglasses on. And she sent me a picture because I looked just like the actual team, not Michael J. Fox. That would be nice. I looked like the Wolf. I looked like Teen Wolf. I'll have to find that. Nobody missed this. We had Workout Tapes by Fonda, but Suzanne Summers. She was Three's Company, right? Suzanne Summers. But then Thigh Master, and then Step by Step.
Not a bad career.
No. All right, great job. Everybody got points. This is part of the reason that we do that speed countdown timer. So you can all celebrate answering correctly, but some of you earned a few more points. This is an interesting piece of trivia that I included. This is, I think, tough. I don't expect any of you to know this, especially before you see the options, but let's find out if you can figure it out. Let me actually add a GIF, because if I don't add a Top Gun GIF, I'll get yelled at because there's a great bunch of, great looking guys. All right, here we go. Got one on the beach. All right, who turned down both the lead role in the film Back to the Future, as well as the opportunity to perform the hit song Danger Zone for the movie Top Gun? Same individual didn't get both of these things. Was it Michael Jackson, Huey Lewis, Corey Hart, or George Michael? Ooh, yeah, and honestly, Lindsay, you can't go wrong with baked anything at Costco. I was just at Costco with my buddy, and he bought, it was a 4-pack. I wanted to call them carrot cake cupcakes, but they were technically too big, and Costco labeled them mini carrot cakes. But they were clearly meant to be like individually eaten, like cupcake wrappers, but they were probably the size of 3 or 4 cupcakes. Giant cream cheese icing on the top.
Yum.
I don't know why I didn't buy them. So everybody's in. One person said MJ and GM. 3 people said Huey Lewis. I got news for you. Great try. It's Corey Hart. From what I understand, they said you could be in Top Gun, but we need you to take your sunglasses off. And he says, no, I wear them at night. Can't do it. Just kidding. I make horrible jokes. But obviously, he didn't get to perform the song. He didn't get to be in Back to the Future. Kenny Loggins did pretty well with Danger Zone there. Question number 10 is the next question. Here we go. What iconic shoe brand gets a very notable shout out from Run DMC in a 1986 hit single? One of their songs from 1986, they shout out which shoe brand. Is it Nike, Adidas, Converse, or Keds? Excuse me. Kelsey, I saw them frosting them. Oh, God. Speaking of Back to the Future, did you watch the movies that made us version? The characters. Stephanie, I have not watched that yet. I actually wanted to watch that one with you, the movies that made us Back to the Future one.
Oh, yes, yeah.
I want to go back through. That's a documentary series that I don't typically rewatch documentaries. It's kind of like once you've learned it, you've learned it. But the toys that made us and the movies that made, like,
those are fun.
I could rewatch those all the time. All right, anyway. Everybody's in. 2 people said Converse, 1 person said Keds. Correct answer. One of the first notable fashion and music endorsement deals. Commonplace nowadays, but they really kicked this off, and that was Adidas. My Adidas was the name of the song. It was their first single, My Adidas. And that swept through the community. All right, everybody is in with question 10. Let's take a look at the standings. Currently in first is the Fernigan fam. In second, Spuds. Mackenzie's got nothing on Taco. Third is Keep On Searching for Me Pot of Gold. In fourth, Super Spy Fox. The Angelica's already in Winnie in fifth. Everybody else take a look, but also make sure you look at the points. Don't just look at the standings, because it is close. I'm actually going to turn this thing on in the background. Let's see. That should be good. All right, cool. I'm going to undo that. So now This is actually a new feature through our trivia platform, and some of you won't care at all, but some of you that are playing a long time might enjoy seeing this. If you look on the standings board, you can see exactly how far you moved up from where you were before, or on the last question. So you get to see how many points you got. You know, it's really only good when you look at this one, but it's fun to see. All right, question number 11. In the 1984 hit film Gremlins, not Gremlins 2, The New Batch, which of the following is not one of the 3 rules that must be observed if you're going to have some Mogwai? Which of these is not one of the 3 rules that you should follow? Is it that they cannot get wet, that they are not allowed to see fire, that they are not allowed to be fed after midnight, or that they cannot be exposed to sunlight? Which of these is not one of those 3 rules? Tackle. All right. Everybody's in. This brought me back. Gremlins 2, The New Batch. The correct answer is that they are not allowed to see fire. That's correct in that it's not real. That wasn't one of the rules. You could probably set them on fire. That's probably fine. But you can't feed them. You don't want to get them wet. And they can't be exposed to sunlight. Question number 12. Question number 12. My. Which band was Once Bitten, Twice Shy in 1989? Which band released Once Bitten, Twice Shy in 1989? Was it Britney Fox, Saigon Kick, Mr. Big, or Great White? Nerd alert. All right. One person said Britney Fox. One person said Mr. Big. Their big hit was To Be Well, I Want to Be With You. How can you not? The correct answer, though, is Great White. Great White.
You put that on a mix for me once.
Oh, that was, yeah, I remember. Question number 13. In 1984, a young pre-Friends, the TV show, Courtney Cox, appeared in a music video with what chart-topping 1980s rocker? Courtney Cox was in a music video for which of these individuals? Was it Pat Benatar, Billy Idol, Bon Jovi, or Bruce Springsteen? Miss LaRocca, looking at you. Don't miss it. You shush. All right. No struggles here. Everybody answered quickly, and everybody answered correctly. She was with the boss. It's dancing. What's the name of the song? Do you remember? She's right up front. Oh, what's the name of the song? Somebody will tell us in the chat. Question number 14. Oh, let me delete this since it'll just give you the answer right there. That's not good. In what classic 1980s film would you watch older brother Chet be turned into a farting, burping, festering blob? Chet was a farting, burping, festering blob in which film? Was it Real Genius, Teen Wolf, The Blob, or Weird Science? Oh, my 3-year-old saw the GIF and said, "It's Friends." Aw, great job.
Yeah, that's really
You got it. Jess DoorDashed pie. Wait, what kind of pie, Jess?
That's why it sucks to live in the suburbs.
And also, by DoorDash, do you mean like whose door? Our door? Did you DoorDash pie here?
About that.
About that. Why don't we have a cake day?
You're an adult. You could eat cake any day you want.
That's true. One person said the blob. 9 people correctly said weird science. Weird Science. That John Hughes film. Also, the main title song, Weird Science, performed by Oingo Boingo. Do you know who the lead singer of Oingo Boingo was?
Danny Elfman.
That's correct. Danny Elfman!
Still got it.
Obviously, would go on with Tim Burton to do much, but Tim Elfman, doing a bunch here. Question 15 is this question here. Next. Sorry, everybody. All right. The series Moonlighting, 80s dramedy series, Moonlighting, was inspired by what Shakespearean play? So, a loose adaptation of what Shakespearean play? Was it Much Ado About Nothing, The Comedy of Errors, The Taming of the Shrew, or All's Well That Ends Well? It's one of my favorite trivia questions, excuse me, that I ever wrote. That said, what 80s action film star moonlighted as a recording artist to put out that whatever he had one single, and the clue was right there. Moonlighted. It was Bruce Willis. Yeah. He had one single, just like Eddie Murphy had "Party All the Time."
But
Party all the time.
You still remember.
I remember that one. What was Bruce Willis' song though?
Something about a girl, something, right?
Respect Yourself. Anyway.
I have a trivia for you. Do you know what film premiered 50 years ago today?
What's this year? 2022? So 1972? Godfather?
Yeah. How'd you guess that?
I mean, I own a trivia company, so I get lucky every now and then. One person's... I have no idea how I guessed that. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
That was luck. 2 people said Comedy of Errors. 7 people correctly said The Taming of the Shrew. Which I believe Taming of the Shrew was also inspiration for 10 Things I Hate About You, right? Yeah. Great job, everybody. Everybody's answering well overall. Thanks so much for hanging out with us for 80s Trivia Night. Fernigan Fam is in first. Keep on searching for me, pot of gold. In second, and the Angelicas, Artie and Winnie, and Pie on the way. Currently in third place. Everybody else, take a look at your standings. I'm going to get the next round all set up. We'll get started here in just a second. All right, here we go. Question number 16. What Hollywood movie star was added to the cast of the 80s comedy series Growing Pains as a homeless teenager during its 7th and final season? So which of these individuals showed up in the final season of Growing Pains? Was it George Clooney, Leonardo DiCaprio, Benedict Cumberbatch, or Bradley Cooper? You want to watch Shallow? I mean, Star is Born? God, the dog. At the end.
Why?
I know. No. I just saw Bradley Cooper. The dog was fine. Ooh. You don't want to see the look I'm giving right now. Everybody's in. Correct answer is Leonardo DiCaprio. Great job! I also found out through researching this that Brad Pitt was on 2 separate episodes. And I think he looks older than he does now as portraying that fake rocker.
No, he does not.
Yeah, he does. Okay. Question 17. We're talking about Van Halen, their only Billboard Hot 100 hit. I've asked this before, so if you've seen it, hopefully you remember. What Van Halen song topped the charts in February of 1984? That's less helpful than the first part. Their only Billboard Hot 100 hit to reach number 1 was which song? Was it Hot for Teacher, Jump, Panama, or Running with the Devil? If you've watched the docudrama about Motley Crue on Netflix.
Parts of it because you watched it.
Yeah. I've watched it twice. It's good. We need to finish Pam and Tommy Lee, right? All right, everybody's in. Correct answer here. I can't impersonate a synthesizer well.
Sounded like a dying trumpet.
I think that's what basically a synthesizer is a dying trumpet.
Oh, touche.
Yeah. Correct answer is jump. Great job. Question number 18. What is the name of the 80s toy shown here? I don't know if I pointed the right way. Yeah, I did. What is the name of this ankle breaker? Is it jump spin or spin kick or twirly-doo or skip it? Twirly-doo. That looks like, if you just glance at the ad, I feel like they cast someone that looks kind of like Michelle Tanner, Mary-Kate or Ashley.
Oh, mine's all blurry.
Oh.
I get what you're saying.
We don't have enough money to actually pay her to do it. But, you know anybody that looks like her? There's 2 of them. There should be a third one. Correct answer is the skip it. It was fun until you physically didn't skip it, and then it hurt. Question number 19. Nobody missed it, so we're moving on. It's a sports question, and everybody's excited. In the 1980s, right up to the 1990s, which quarterback led his team to 4 NFL championships, capped off by a 3rd Super Bowl MVP award on January 28th, 1990? Was this John Elway, Joe Montana, Randall Cunningham, or Boomer Esiason? Excuse me. Where's Mozzie? Oh.
Sleeping.
All right, everybody's in. Let's take a look. Yeah, nobody missed it. It was just Joe Montana, not Joe Montana. That confused me for a minute. One of them a better actor than the other. Question number 20. I think Simpsons made a joke about that too. Question 20. Do you have any Cabbage Patch Kids?
Probably, but I actually don't remember.
According to their birth certificate, Cabbage Patch Kids were born at Babyland General Hospital in what U.S. state? Grown in a Cabbage Patch, but they're born in what U.S. state? Is it California, Georgia, Indiana, or Missouri? Whoa. Sugar Goat. Chocolate. Real Genius is the best movie. Chocolate French fry. That's what you ordered? Wait. Cake day equals birthday. Yeah, Lindsay, you're right. Yep. Also USA Network. Hey, Pierre, what's up, my friend? Yes, please send pictures. Oh my gosh. It became the subject of hospital visits. Oh my gosh. Oh, Babyland General Hospital sounds like a bad soap opera. It does. The correct answer, sorry, I got sidetracked. I like to check up on the chat, and my computer's running really slowly, so when I look, it takes a second. The correct answer here, it was actually in Cleveland, Georgia. That is Georgia, of course, I said it. So great job. Question 20's done. Let's take a look at these standings, and then we're going to run through this. Fernigan Fams in first. Keep on searching in second. And Spuds McKenzie back up into third. All right. I'm not going to let you look long here because we got a lot of questions. Question 21. Here we go. Tom Kiefer was the lead singer of what band from 1982 up until their final performances in 2017? This one's a little bit tougher. Tom Kiefer, the lead singer of what band for, what is that, 35 years? Is it Queensryche, Tesla, Journey, or Cinderella? Do you know this one?
No. I haven't the slightest.
All right. Everybody's in. This one's tougher. We split it right down the middle. Queensryche or Cinderella. The correct answer, very big in the 80s, and even though they were around for a long time, not much that they did after the 80s. That is Cinderella. Cinderella. They were heavy rotation on MTV, but, half of you know. Good job. Question 22. Which one of the following 80s pop singers would be, quote, forever your girl? Which of these pop singers would be forever your girl? Would it be Madonna, Tiffany, Debbie Gibson, or Paula Abdul? Do you know this one?
Sorry. Give me some of that.
Excuse me. Ooh. All right. I just Googled some extra information about this. This is fun. One person said Tiffany, Debbie Gibson. The correct answer is Paula Abdul. That was the name of her 1988 debut album, which at the time set the record for the most #1 singles from a single album. But that record has been broken, and I actually asked this, so if you play trivia in person, listen up, because I probably will put this into rotation soon. 2 individuals share that record now. Michael Jackson, who can't change it, and Katy Perry, who had 5 singles from, I think, Teenage Dream, or whatever it's called. 5 singles off that album. Hit #1. Question 23. Created for the Atari 2600, what American video game company released all of these titles? River Raid, Pitfall, and Stampede in the 1980s. Pitfall is certainly the most popular. Yeah, exactly. Which company gave us all 3 of these? Is it Activision, Sierra, Accolade, or Mindscape? All right, everybody's in. Let's take a look. 2 people said Sierra. 8 people said Activision. That is the correct answer. Question number 24. We're taking you back to the very, very first days of MTV back in 1981. Which of these individuals was not an original MTV VJ? Is it Martha Quinn, Alan Hunter, Kurt Loder, or Mark Goodman? Which of these individuals not an MTV VJ when the station launched in 1981? Pretty popular trivia fact that the first video they played was Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles. That's the first music video on MTV, but we're not talking about that today. No Jackbox games.
Oh, Jackbox.
I like Jackbox.
Me too.
Everybody's in. The correct answer, although when I hear MTV VJ, I don't think I instantly think of this person, but when I hear MTV News, who do you think of?
Kurt
Loder, which is the correct answer. Kurt Loder, not one of the original MTV VJs, but my point being a very popular MTV personality when he did join. Question 25 coming up.
Put me on the spot.
And you nailed it. What 80s crime drama starred future James Bond actor Pierce Brosnan? That's a horrible accent. What 80s crime drama starred Pierce Brosnan? Was it The Equalizer, Hunter, The Rockford Files, or Remington Steele?
Pierce Brosnan is more handsome now than in this photo.
I agree. In that movie with Jackie Chan, the foreigner, right? Oh my,
Yes.
he was aging well.
Of course.
He's Irish.
Because
That's
he
why.
hasn't lost all his estrogen. It's not fair.
Correct answer is Remington Steele. It's an incredible name for a show. Question 26. My friends, I'm going to keep you in suspense until the end here because we're going to get through as many questions as we can. What U.S. city was the setting for 1987's RoboCop? The original RoboCop took place in what city? Was it Seattle, Detroit, Los Angeles, or Chicago? All right. If you're not sure, take a guess. Don't forget, no points off for being wrong at any point. Thank you. All right, everybody's in. One person said Seattle. 9 people said Detroit. I think the joke behind this is that in 1987, the idea that Detroit would become what it was in RoboCop, didn't seem real. But unfortunately, the correct answer is Detroit. Great job. Question 27 is the question that comes after 26 when the system loads it. Let's see. There it is. Question 27. On November 17th, 1981, a record 30 million Americans turned on their TV to watch which couple get married? November 17th, 1981. Was it Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer, Luke Spencer and Laura Weber, Jesse Katsopoulos and Becky Donaldson, or Mike Brady and Carol Tyler?
This is a great question.
Thank you so much.
And I love the options.
Thank you very much. All right, everybody's in. So we went almost half and half between fiction and nonfiction. The correct answer, you don't have to say their last names. You just say, did you see Luke and Laura's wedding? On General Hospital. Luke and Laura. A fictional wedding. 30 million Americans watched. Question 28. Finish the quote from popular 80s TV commercial. Pardon me, would you have any what? Is it Cheese Whiz, Grey Poupon, Miracle Whip, or Ruffles Chips?
Ooh, cheese.
Pardon me, would you have any Miracle Whip?
Ew. No, I'll never.
All right. Pardon me, would you have any Grey Poupon? I love it. Great job. Everybody got it. We're zooming right through. Question 29. From which California city does the hip-hop group NWA hail? NWA come from which California city? Was it Compton, Glendale, Inglewood, or Torrance? As a group, NWA came out of which California city? All right. Everybody's in. Compton, the correct answer. Great job. We're zooming, my friends. If everybody gets it right, I'm not going to spend any time on it. Question number 30. Which of the following individuals was the American track and field star that won 4 gold medals at the 1984 Olympics? Was it Carl Lewis, Ben Johnson, Jesse Owens, or Mike Powell? Excuse me. I don't remember. Actually, I don't want to give it away. But I think I wrote a question about.
Oh.
But I haven't seen it.
Yourself.
I shuffled it up, so we'll see. 7 people said Carl Lewis. 2 people said Jesse Owens. He was a little before that, but did very well. Correct answer here is Carl Lewis. All right, just a couple questions left. Let's get to them. Question 31. What is the name of this creature? This is one question tonight. You need to look at the picture. What is the name of this creature from the 80s cartoon series Thundercats? Is this Snarf, Cloudus, Panthro, or Wily Cat? The last name of the individual who created the Thundercats was Wolf,
Whoa.
which I like.
I'm a fan of that as well.
Everybody's in. The majority of us, 7 has said Snarf, which is correct. That was Snarf. Question 32. Just a couple left here. Here it is. In addition to his many other chart toppers, which artist penned many songs you may not know, may realize, including hits like Manic Monday and Nothing Compares to You? Who wrote these songs? Was it Michael Jackson, Prince, Bono, or Paul McCartney? I need to finish Get Back.
That was me.
It was you? You wrote these? The next time I have free time, I'm planning to update the Begatrix Trivia Time video and the song to add
Really?
Pierre and Mozzie.
Oh.
Everybody's in. 9 people correctly said Prince, a extremely accomplished songwriter. Question 33. All right, which of the following John Hughes films was released first? So I'm not being super tricky. These are all John Hughes films, but which of these came out first? Was it The Breakfast Club, Some Kind of Wonderful, Pretty in Pink, or 16 Candles? Bless
I
you.
am very sorry. I don't know what I'm allergic to here.
Hopefully not dogs.
Oh God. Don't even.
Became this. I'm just catching up on the chat. Hey, Kevin Plug! What juice is Ollie drinking? This is orange flavored juice. Orange flavored juice. What kind of juice are you drinking, 3-year-old niece?
Hold on.
All right, 2 people said Breakfast Club, 2 people said Some Kind of Wonderful, 1 person said Pretty in Pink, 5 people correctly said 16 Candles. Some Kind of Wonderful was later on, but Pretty in Pink, 2 people. All right, great job. Question 34. At the end, I said we had a MacGyver question. At the end of the original 80s action series MacGyver, it is revealed that MacGyver's first name is what? Is it Angus, Clyde, Gilroy, or Seamus? Some of the scenes are fun, like, okay, yeah, cool, he did that. And there's the one scene where he turned a casket, like, into a jet ski. He, like, gets tossed off the boat in a casket. They think they're throwing it overboard. And then he surprises them, and he pops the top off, and then he drives away in a casket that he MacGyvered. How many people have their name become a verb, though?
Yeah, not many.
The correct answer, I cannot believe that 5 of you got this correct. The majority of you correctly said Angus MacGyver. Richard Dean Anderson doing his best. Question number 35. What 80s crime drama series featured 2 detectives named Crockett and Tubbs? Was it Hill Street Blues, Moonlighting, 21 Jump Street, or Miami Vice? Crockett and Tubbs. Water. She's holding out for chocolate milk, though.
Ooh.
You know what?
Good taste.
I support this. And if you're listening, I'm not your parent, but I give you permission to have chocolate milk. What? Oh, I love chocolate milk.
That's like at work. We have suckers to give to kids. I'm always like nervous to ask the parents if I can say it, because once the kids hear it, it's over.
No, you just, oops, I dropped that sucker on the counter. Here you go.
I let them pick it up later.
Everybody's in, everybody got it. Miami Vice. More about the music than any of the storyline. Question number 36, my friends. Which group won the first ever Best Rap Performance Grammy Award in 1989? Was it Kid and Play, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Heavy D and the Boys, or the Sugar Hill Gang? Oh. So, I always write notes and I forget this stuff. 2 categories were introduced this year. Best Rap Performance and Heavy Metal was introduced, but neither of them were televised for the Grammys. These were off-air awards. Correct answer here, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. They won that. All right, my friends, one final question. We're going to take you 1 minute over time. I do apologize. But we'll finish it on what I think will be an easy note here. In what American city did the 80s and into the very early 90s comedy series Cheers take place? Was it Cleveland, Brooklyn, Boston, or Philadelphia? Now she's up the ante to hot cocoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't press your luck here.
I'd rather have chocolate right now.
Yes,
And
here.
lactate.
Chocolate milk and a lactate. I support the hot cocoa upgrade, but I'm just saying.
With marshmallows? Or?
Ooh, yeah, like Swiss Miss, or like everybody's in, nobody missed it, or everybody knows your name in Boston, Beantown. My friends, that's it. That's the final question. I know 37 is a weird number to end on, but I wanted to give you as many questions as we could. So, with that said, all we have left to do is look at the final standings tonight. So once again, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you so much to the Fountaindale Public Library for putting this event on. And a quick reminder, as I mentioned, we have a public event like this every month put on by the Fountaindale Public Library the second Monday. Oh, thank you to anybody that sent a tip or donation. Thank you so much. We put this event on the second Monday of every month. So this month, obviously, we just did 1980s trivia. Next month, we will be doing something that I don't have written down. Actually, no, you know what? This is great news. So next month is a general knowledge trivia month, trivia night.
Oh.
So on the second Monday, it's going to be April 11th. So just about a month from now, we'll be doing a general knowledge trivia night on the second Monday. But then back at it in May. I mentioned this earlier, but we will have parks and recreation trivia. We'll have The Walking Dead in June. We have Jurassic Park films in July. I think that coincides with the newest release. And Saved by the Bell in August. So make sure you're always checking out the Facebook page, see what's coming up. But with all of that said, we're going to go over the standings. Whether you finish in first or last, it doesn't matter. What matters, hopefully, is that you had fun tonight. If you're 3 years old and you're out there, what matters is that hopefully you're about to get some hot chocolate right now. But we do want to find out who won. So I will put these final standings up on the screen. Let's take a look. In first place, we have the Fernigan fam. They didn't miss a question. You guys know the 80s. I didn't notice, and maybe I didn't want to jinx either. But 37 out of 37, and before anybody takes issue, I created this set of questions today. Nobody has seen this before. Maybe you've seen a question or two that I like to ask, but this is a new set today. So Fernigan fam, rocking and rolling in the 80s. Let's not take away from Spuds McKenzie's Got Nothing and Taco in second place, and Super Spy Fox made a huge effort moving up the board here and finishing in third place. But again, it's great that those teams finished at the top. If you didn't, that's great too. All that matters, hopefully, is that you had fun. Until next time, thank you so much for being here. Thank you if you sent a tip tonight. Thank you so much to the Fountaindale Public Library for supporting our online events with Baig Tricks. And until next time, my friends, be safe. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And we'll see you soon.